Welcome back, everybody. I did some off-screen grinding. I got Rickard and Pat up to level 8, and I got Daryl up to level 10, so he became a Butterfree. Chuck is level 13, and as I mentioned earlier, he does indeed have Metal Claw, which will be invaluable against Brock. Additionally, I picked up another potion, and I did mess with my options because having Battle Scene off makes grinding go quite a bit, more swiftly. Wow, I cannot speak tonight. Yeah, I'm indeed recording this at night. So anyway, let's face off against Brock's gym. He is a rock and ground type leader. Rock and ground type because there aren't a whole lot of early game rock, or there aren't a whole lot of early game rock types. And neither type really is populous enough to warrant an entire gym just to one of the two, such as a ground-only gym or a rock-only gym. I think we only actually get a... oh dear. I think we only actually get a ground-only gym once. And then Roxanne in this generation was rock only. Yeah, that Metal Claw getting around the defense curl, though not as swiftly as I would have liked. I could use a critical. I don't think Geodude can learn rollout at this level, though. So I should be fine with the defense curls. And if all else fails, like, I'll just use Ember, because even with the hit to type effectiveness, it still gets stab and it still does special attack damage instead of physical attack damage. For those of you who don't know what stab is, it's same type attack bonus, which is a 1.5 multiplier to any attack if it shares a type with the Pokemon using it. So I switched out to Butterfree because it's bug flying, and additionally its main attack is a special attack. So it kind of gets around Sandshrew being all Sandshrew, sandy, whatever. Ooh. You're gonna level up. Yep, Light Year. The infamous, you're light years away from facing Brock. Just gonna top Charmander off. Chuck. All right, first gym of the game. Here's hoping I don't screw it up. So that's one thing interesting that they added into to the Generation 1 remakes was what's it called? Charmander learning Metal Claw, because before then Charmander was the only one who didn't have the capability to face Brock at the beginning. Thankfully I'm faster and I'm about to level up once I beat this Geodude. I don't think this Geodude knows Rock Throw, but I'm pretty sure that Onix does, so that's going to be one to look out for. Yeah, I think Geodude just uses Tackle. If I can get another boost to my attack, no? Oh, Geodude's still up! Alright, so this might be fortuitous if this one gives me another boost to my attack stat. Because on top of being super effective against rock types, boosting that attack stat really helps. And I'm not really in a stage in the game where do I want to switch? No, I think I can tank it one hit. I think rock types are physical attacks, so I'm going to use Growl. Hopefully that pays off. Okay, good. I'm gonna go for Metal Claw now. Hopefully that means I can take a hit. Right, he knows Rock Tomb because this is Gen 3. Alright. Unfortunately, it lowers my speed, which will make keeping him up that much harder. That did as much as it... Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch out. Oh dear. But that will also get rid of the bonus to my attack. So if I can get it to where I can, like, if I can get it to where the Rock Tomb misses, I can attack again. Okay, tackle, that's fine. Oh, bind. Oh dear. In the first generation, this made it so your Pokemon can't move at all. Much like Wrap. But it also meant the Pokemon using it couldn't change their moves at all either. 1 HP. Got it. That's... Wow, I'm surprised. Like, I'm honestly shocked that this went so well. I was worried I was gonna have to like sacrifice Rickett or something, but we totally just beat Brock. Didn't even take us 5 minutes. So we got the Boulder Badge. Awesome. In the first generation games, the badges actually improve the stats of your Pokemon. I don't know if he says it improves the power of your Pokemon. I'll have to check in Cerulean City to be sure. Even then, I'm only as sure as what the game tells me. And as we all know, games can just flat out lie to you. The naive old days of having trainer machines be a one-time use. Which obviously means that they're practically useless if you know, get them from a gym leader. Unless you're doing a very specific run. You know, one that you're not planning on keeping the file. I don't know if I'll use trainer machines. I might, if they become fortuitous. But then there's always that risk of, oh, I use a trainer machine and now I lost that Pokemon. So, you kind of have to... there's definitely risk versus reward here. And part of this is trying to just get to the end. But part of it is also... how many Pokeballs do I have? I have 13. I'll even off at 15. There we go. But, like, even with the whole, trying to, make... What's the word I'm looking for? Trying to, bond with the Pokemon in the game, it's still kind of all a means to an end. I mean, that's all video gaming really is. Now, in the original ones, you have this kid who would stop you from going. I don't know if Professor Oak's aid replaces them, but oh god, yes, the running shoes. This was such a great addition to the series. All right, so I can't grind anymore, not until I make it to Misty, and all that entails. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of the running shoes. But okay, that's not too bad. Sand attack, friggin' accuracy moves. Hopefully this quick attack hits. I think they'll take it out, you know. The running shoes are great because it means you're no longer just kind of hiking through the first few towns until you get the bike, which is, you know, super fast. I don't know if they included the different kinds of bikes in this one. I would think not, because people would just complain. Yeah, I think Pidgey learns Gust at level 9 in this one. I really like this back sprite for Pidgey. I don't know why. I think it's awesome, though. And I know it's, you know, just an I know it's just like an upscale version of the sprite from Gold and Silver and Crystal, but it looks great. I think it does a good job of capturing what Pidgey is. I think this one will get, will push Chuck over the edge into level 15. If I remember correctly, and it really is hard after a while to keep it all straight, with, what, 718 Pokemon? I think Chuck levels up at 16? Yeah. Like, and these running shoes aren't even as fast as they are in the later game, but they're, like, it's so much better. The only problem is, you know, you don't want to use it when there's wild Pokemon about, because, I know they increase the chances in the later games, and I think they do so in this one as well. And actually, I almost want to do that because you know, my self-imposed challenge of not grinding until I'm done with all the trainers means I want those more wild Pokemon to get that little bit of extra experience. So this guy's dialogue always confused me as a kid. Cause I'm like, I didn't see this guy in Breeding Forest, and I would go back and they would all be still there. I didn't move my team around, but whatever. They would all the trainers would still be there. And I'm like, what's this guy talking about? I never saw him because he's not gone. But later I realized it was a story thing, and I should just kind of relax about that. You know, the Mystery Science Theater 3000 mantra. It works really well for any, like, expecting any media, especially when it's kind of made from whole cloth, to perfectly reflect reality is just a huge farce. Because you're not going to be able to create all the different factors that go into stuff. Good writing is just tricking us into thinking that it's not an issue. If it's badly written, then you'll see it from a mile away. Alright, let's hope I don't... Okay, awesome. I think Gust actually used to be a normal type attack. Now, I know third generation... Oh, dang. I know third generation was the one that introduced abilities. Basically because of the differences between the Game Boy hardware and the Game Boy Advance hardware, they pretty much said, screw it, we're starting from square one, in order to... Oh, Confusion won't do too well, I'll use Tackle. In order to capitalize on that, which is why Pokemon can't be transferred from Gold, Silver, or Crystal into Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, or Leaf Green. So they kind of use that to overhaul the game, but you know, adding abilities, and changing how certain mechanics work, like the EV system. Generation 1 and 2, Generation 1 at least is very different. I think they kind of tweaked it in 2, but it doesn't resemble how it is today anymore. Because I think the numbers alone were much larger as opposed to what they are now. Because now they only go up to like 255. I got 9 of them, so it's fine. Alright. I'm going to do the old standby of run back to the Pokemon Center. Alright, and I'm back. And in Generation 4, that's when they split moves up into physical and special based on the actual attack as opposed to the type of the attack, which honestly makes a bit more sense and allows for a bit more strategy. You get moves like Psycho Cut or whatever it's called, the psychic type attack that's special attack damage weighted against the opponent's, the defending Pokemon's defense stat as opposed to a special defense. Man, I'm just getting all these Pokemon with 1 HP. Oh shit, no! Oh, Rickard! You'll pay for this, Rattata. Oh, man. That came out of left field. But that's the nature of the game, you know? You get those unfortunate critical hits. Well, I gotta go put it in the... I'm gonna... Instead of releasing them, because it doesn't... Oh, God, Ekans, yeah. It doesn't allow, really, for a continuous record of what you've done. If it poisons Pat, I'm switching him out. Alright. If you release them, it doesn't allow for a continuous record of who you lost. So I just make a box called I dub the Graveyard, and leave them in there forever. So, like, if I ever forget, I can always be like, oh yeah, I only had them for 4 levels. Oh, man, that sucks. Because you can teach quite a number of HMs to eradicate. You can at least teach it cut. And this is back when HMs still meant something. They've kind of been slowly phasing that out of the rest of the games. And I mean, I understand, like, there's the whole criticism behind it that it breaks up the gameplay, and like, surfing's usually super awkward because it's hard to escape from, and alright. That's 14. And I'm actually Alright. Grave. So that's how that's going. Damn. Well, that's our first casualty of the run. There will be many more like it. Another thing that I like that they added later in the games is the ability to run when you're indoors. And I know you don't want to, in real life, run while you're indoors, but, I mean, you move so slow when just walking. I mean, why not, like... I mean, hell, they gave us the ability to run from the outset in X and Y. Alright, how are my Pokemon looking? Please don't let this be it before Misty. Like, so JBizzo49 was actually doing a Nuzlocke run tonight as well. He made it as far as Roxanne before losing. I'm sure that video is up, and if it's not, whatever. Fuck him. I'm saying it anyway. No, he's, you know. It's a learning experience. He hasn't played these... Well, actually, no, that's not true. Generation 3 is his generation. That's the one that he knows the most about. Probably more than I do, because I've only ever played Sapphire maybe twice. Awesome. But, smaller team just means we're going to be at higher levels when we get to the... no, I'm just going to keep Pidgey out. Pat, whatever. Just means we're going to be at the higher levels with that lower share of XP. But you do want to keep catching Pokemon, because you always want that buffer. And unfortunately, I've lost 2 so far. So, that'll be fun. Fortunately, I got... Fortunately, Pat can handle these bugs really easy. Sweet. You know, I don't think I've ever actually raised a Pidgey all the way up to Pidgeot. No, I don't think I have. Because when, you know, I played this as a kid, I didn't like Pidgey. And as I got older, I'm like, oh, there's newer birds to have. Did I just fight Shorts Kid without, like, ever mentioning how much he likes shorts? Because that can make a quick attack very dangerous. Oh, it's moot now. Oh, I'm back up to... So, Pokemon on Route 2 are like levels 2 to 5. So you get shit for experience with them. So when I'm now facing level 10 trainers, oh, it's so nice. Oh, that Nidoran barely survived. I'm pretty sure if I were getting stabbed for confusion, it would... I probably wouldn't have taken it down. So you may notice that my Daryl is a female. I really... No, this is Shorts Kid. Let me tell you. I fucking love shorts myself. I don't even own a pair of long pants. Because I live in Florida, and I have not acclimated to a point where I need those long pants. Yeah, I don't want Daryl out for this fight. Not against birds. But as I was saying, I don't name them based on gender. I wasn't even paying attention. I don't even know if gender even shows up on that screen. I mean, it should. That's part of, you know, how we name them. Oh, Lear. Fine. And you like Ember. I could just respond with a growl to just, you know, cancel it out. Ooh, yeah, I need to take it down. I should have responded with growl just to cancel it out, because that could be dangerous. But yeah, they include a Shorts Kid in every game, because it's awesome. You know, with these running shoes, running back to the PC to heal up isn't so bad. Oh, it's a chore in the first games. And I know, oh, you're running back to heal up after every battle. I mean, where's the challenge in that? Well, the challenge really doesn't come from the trainers between each town. The challenge comes from the gym leaders. I don't want to lose Pokemon to the trainers like I did with Rickard. If I'm gonna lose them, I'm gonna lose them to the gym leader, because that makes for a more climactic death, so to speak. You know, who are these assholes? Why should I care that? You know, why should they have the honor of taking down one of my friends? Excuse me. So, well, it looks like they'll be at a decent level for Misty. Maybe around level 20. That's what I'll grind him to at least. I don't think I'm gonna get to level 20 before I get to her for any of them. God, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I think I may have to just boost up Daryl as best I can, because Chuck's not gonna be able to take on Misty. He knows his best moves are friggin' Ember and Metal Claw, neither of which are good against water types. Trained Pokemon are indeed stronger than wild Pokemon for the reason of EVs. And if you don't know what EVs are, they're effort values. First they were called stat experience, I believe. Basically, whenever you fight a Pokemon, it adds a certain number to... this Jigglypuff can wreck your shit if you don't know what to do. I'm just going to straight up go to Chuck. So what effort values do is each stat, when it's calculated, the effort values are part of that calculation. And each value goes up to... friggin'... Alright, I'm going to try to get out of it once and then switch to someone else. Probably back to Daryl. So when it calculates it... it uses that number, and each stat, I believe, goes up to... Each stat goes up to 225 with 500 total EVs, if I'm remembering correctly my math. I don't think I am. So once it reaches that cap, then you can't increase any of them. And in the other games, stats are... Alright, second try at Mankey. In the earlier games, stats are... yeah, I'm just gonna try it. Oh, that's not my bag. In the earlier game, stats were only recalculated during level up, and in the first games when Pokemon were taken out of the box, which was a glitch. It was beneficial, but it wasn't intended, so we call it a glitch. Let's see, Mankey. What can your name be? Marlowe. Marlowe Briggs. Well, it'd be Marlowe Briggs, but, character limits and all that. I'm glad that they increase it with almost, like, every new game. Can I skip by this? Yeah. I do believe that's all one area, so I can't catch anything from that patch of grass to the right. Alright, now I have a fighting type, which, again, won't do too well against Misty. Yikes. Not to say Rickard could do well himself, but at least I could make him a powerhouse. Alright, I don't remember if I can fight this guy. No. Alright, well... Oh, let's head into Mount Moon. Now, as a kid, it would piss me off to no end when people called this Minute Moon. I'm like, what? That's clear. Oh, Bullet Seed. That's a good one. It's clearly Mount Moon. I'm like, no, you're dumb. It's Minute. It's like, oh, I didn't want it to be a Zubat. Go to Chuck. I really didn't want it to be a Zubat. Because in the Gen 1 remakes, they actually make it, you can't level them up into Crobat until you've gotten the National Dex. Which is annoying. Because Crobat's fucking sick. Crobat is my flying type in, like, every generation. I love Crobat. But you can't get it until the, National Pokedex, because the game's like, oh no non-generation 1 Pokemon until then. It's like, oh. Yes. Xander. No. Zaphod. Yeah. Kudos if you get the reference. Alright, Paralyze Hail. Talk to this guy. Battle everybody. Another thing I used to do when I was a kid, and I still kind of do now, just because, you know, it's so ingrained, is that I will hug the walls when I traverse a cave, because I thought it would lower the chances of Pokemon encounters, which obviously doesn't work. You could be right out in the middle. But I did that on the grass too, because I thought the same thing. Like, I don't know, I had to train myself away from that after a while, because it's just not... It actually increases the number you're going to have because you're taking the longer route following the walls. That's not to say that it's a bad idea. If you get lost easily, then yeah, definitely want to follow the walls. So, you know, eventually they'll lead you out. Except for Victory Road in Generation 1, because I believe part of that loops after a while. Not like it follows itself in a circle, it's just the walls don't lead directly to where you need to go next. Priority moves. Oh, that reminds me that they brought back Pokemon competitions or whatever for Oris, which will be neat. Zubats. Huge jokes about just Zubats popping up everywhere. Astonish, but yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of Zubats, but I don't know. In later games, it's like Roggenrola, which... Oh, don't get me started about Sturdy. Sturdy is the bane of my existence. My favorite Mega Evolution is Mega Kangaskhan, solely because it gets around fucking Sturdy and Focus Sash. Clefairy! Back when that was normal type, and punching it actually did something. Although I don't think I'm going to be able to take it down with level 7 Marlowe Briggs. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, let's do the encore. I'm kind of being cocky right now. Okay, nope, just do 2. Okay, yeah, too cocky. Let's go with Chuck. Oh no, you lowered my attack. I guess I'll have to use my special. I don't know. Oh, I hate it. It's got such good defense. Maybe fire type is straight up attack. Has my hypothesis been wrong? It may be right. I don't want to actually look shit up. It's hard. I'm playing video games. No one wants to look things up when they're playing video games. Oh, sweet, level 8. Yeah, they got rid of this pop-up showing stats in X and Y, because if you're, you know, doing what I'm doing and leveling up a whole bunch of Pokemon at once, then you're getting like 3 or 4 at a time. Yeah. Honestly, if you're doing a limitation like I am, it behooves you to fight everything. Honestly, a decently designed RPG will be designed around you being at the perfect level if you fight everything. Chrono Trigger is like that. That's a game that I didn't play it on the Super Nintendo, but I have it on the DS. And actually, my dog got to a copy of it that I had, so I ended up having to buy a new one. He also got to my copy of Tetris DS, which I got when I first got my DS. Oh man, dude, that was so long ago. Like, it's weird to think that when I realized that the Nintendo DS was old, I was like, whoa. Whoa, no way. Oh, hey, it's a Geodude. Could have used you first thing. Gonna have Marlo kick you to death. If I can teach something Bullet Seed, I'll check. around the time I get to Misty. If I don't have like an oddish from route whatever the cape. Low kicks. Got low kicks for days! But I want to get Marlowe Briggs at least past level 10. Alright, so this is about the time after this fight I'm going to start cutting out these fights for the most part. Unless something interesting happens. Oh, nice. Level 9. Yeah, I used to be... Let's see how well this works. I realize now how much work I'm putting myself with these wild encounters. Hey, it's Super Nerd. I used to have that hair in those classes. The nice thing about this game is they kept Magnemite as an electric type, so I can do fighting moves and take it out. Oh, Zaphod's level 8, isn't he? I'm gonna be really bad about this, to be honest. Like, don't expect me to adhere to it all the time. Oh, nice, level 10. All right. Well, that work's done. I don't have a ground type. I'll use Chuck. Yeah, those. So, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Mount Moon used to scare me a lot more than Rock Tunnel did, to be honest. I don't know why. It's just maybe the enemy I can see is scarier than the one I can't. I don't like how they kind of changed how Flash works in the later games. One thing I do like about the earlier games is how fast the battles go. Battles with animations on, even with animations off, especially in X and Y, are so slow. They get really bad in Generation 4 when the oh sweet, Chuck's evolving. When the when the HP calculation would just trudge on. Oh, it was awful. So my favorite sprite in the Pokemon series is Generation 1 Pokemon Red and Blue Charmeleon. I don't know why I like it so much. It's just like obviously the Pokemon designs have gotten a lot better as time goes on, and you know, they refine the craft and ooh, rare candy. But like the early artwork and sprites are almost downright ugly, to tell you the truth. I should learn how to play the video game. There we go. Man, we almost have a full team. Oh, it's another Zubat. Awesome. Zaphod, Beetlebrox, whatever. It's been like 3 or 4 years since I've actually finished the Hitchhiker's Guide. I never even read the one by Eowyn Colfer. It's not like I dislike Eowyn Colfer. I thought he did a pretty good job with the first 4 Artemis Fowl books. It's just I never got around to it. And then I realize now I have to go through these wild battles one by one to make sure I'm not cutting out like comments like that. I don't even know if I'll cut them out. Like, if you're seeing them, then I guess I chose not to, because they really aren't that long. Like, even trainer battles seem to just zip by. Oh, I promise not to sing along with the music. Although music, this series generally has pretty good music. The only stuff that I don't like is how unepic the Gym Leader and Elite Four music has become. Like in Generation 1, it's great. I love it. In Generation 6, I've heard it twice, and both times I'm like, eh. But from what I've seen from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, like Wally's theme. If you haven't heard that, look up his theme from the Generation 3 remakes. It's awesome, and he's just a sick little kid. One thing I did notice about Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is they're following a format very similar to what they did with Generation 3. In that they did the 2 main games, then the 2 remakes, and then another game after that. After what... Okay, so Gen 5... Oh, hey, there's an item. So Gen 5 was supposed to be like a return to the first gen, pretty much. Though not, obviously, the first generation. But that kind of, you know, it was isolated, and, you know, by itself, and then they made the sequel that expanded upon it, which was White and Black 2, or White 2, Black 2, whatever. And then X and Y came along, and whereas Black and White were supposed to be like kind of a taking from Generation 1's book, and Black 2 and White 2 taken from Generation 2's book. X and Y kind of takes from Generation 3's book in that it's the first one of that set to kind of go off and do its own thing. But then, after the 2 core games, it does the 2 remakes of the previous, it does the 2 remakes, and then they'll probably do Pokemon Z after them, for like 2015 or 2016. Man, it's weird to me that X and Y have been out for more than a year now, just because, like, my 3DS has become such a huge part of my life. I keep thinking of it, but I still keep thinking of it as something that's new. Oh yeah, Escape Rope. Those are actually pretty good. That's that. I probably could have left that in with commentary. Like, oh, this is gonna be so tough. Like, I could probably just talk over Zubats because I'm just gonna send out Chuck to Ember him away. But like a Geodude or what have you, take multiple hits. I'm just gonna leave these in. To be honest, like they go by really fast. Actually, you know what? Because I'm just gonna go heal up, I'm gonna actually cut after this fight and then come on back. That's what I should have done from the first place. I'm sorry.